This time we are going to discuss on how to present the data from the data bank in a tabular form whenever the nature of the data is in Likert scale. Okay, so assuming our data of satisfaction here, so there are 10 questions from S1 to S10, and we computed already the total and the mean satisfaction. So we also have here the motivation, so from M1 to M13, and we also have the total and the mean motivation. To review, to get the total is you have to do the command sum, then open parentheses and highlight all the data that needs to be analyzed, okay? And then everything will follow. Together with the mean, we use the command average, highlight all the data that need to be analyzed, and then, okay, enter. The same with the motivation. So manually, we can get the average. You can go to the lowest portion, the bottom here. So you can have a command equals average and then highlight all the data from the last respondent to the first respondent. Okay, enter. So this refers to the mean, no, the mean of each question. So below here, no, these are actually the means of all the questions here. And then we can also drag that here, meaning the mean of the total and the mean of the average. So that's it. So what we will do now is to, okay, I will just copy that. I will just drag that here to include the motivation here. I have here the motivation. So what I will do now is I am going to copy the for satisfaction. I'm going to copy the questions. Okay. Okay, I will highlight the question label, copy that, and I'll go to another sheet and then I will paste it here. Okay. So as you notice, you can have that, or I can just directly paste that there so I can have the color label. However, the analysis should not be from left to right, but it's in the up to bottom. So I can paste it, look at this transpose. Okay, it changes now the position. So in this case, I can delete that. That's no longer needed, so we can have this already. Okay, so we'll make it larger so we can focus. Okay, that's for satisfaction. Again, these are questions 1 to 10, and this is the total. So we still have the mean, so I will delete the total. Now we have here the weighted mean, and then what is also important is the descriptive value. And the descriptive value refers to the response. Example, we're talking about satisfaction, and the data that I have here is a 4-point scale. So therefore, I have to consider the response. So if for a 4-point scale, we have here the highest score. The highest score is 4, and the lowest score for every response of the respondents will be 1. Okay, so we can get the range, and the range is, okay, highest, which is 4, minus the lowest, which is 1. And then we have the number of scales. It's a 4-point scale, so the number of scale is 4. Okay, so later you will understand why 4. So we have to get the range now. Now we have to get the interval first, and the interval is computed by dividing the range with the number of scales. Okay, 4. It's 0.75. So we'll start with the lowest response, which is 1, and then we'll add 0.75 below. So to be safe, equals highlight 1 plus 0.75. And then we can drag down until 4 scales. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. In this case, before 1.75 is 1.74. And then before 2.5 is 2.49. Then 3.25 is 3.24, and then the last is 4. That's the highest. This is actually the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 4-point scale. Assuming that our 1 means not satisfied, our 2 is less satisfied, our 3 is satisfied, and our 4 is very satisfied. Okay, so this is now the result, no, this is that scale table wherein we can refer for our descriptive value. So if you want to get the weighted mean, we'll go back to the data here. I gave you the mean here below. So you can just copy that here. Okay, until S10. So we can copy that and then we can paste it here, but make sure it's in 1, 2, 3, the values itself. Then copy again. You go now to the sheet. Okay, so which is here, and then you paste it with this. Okay, transpose. So if you have not pasted here with the values, it will be an error in pasting there in the other sheet. Okay, so that's it. So we can have two decimal places there. Okay, and then as you notice, you have to align that. You have to align that with the questions there. And then for the mean satisfaction, it will become the composite mean. We call that as composite mean. It's the mean of all the weighted means. So that's the command equals average. Highlight this, enter. And then for descriptive value, you have to check whether S1 question for satisfaction is it satisfied, not satisfied? So manually 2.5 belongs here. So it's satisfied. So you can write here satisfied. But you can also do the VLOOKUP command. So if you want VLOOKUP command, you don't like to go back this always. So you can have this V equals VLOOKUP. And then highlight that and then comma. Okay, rather. Comma. And then you highlight this one. Just make sure that this is arranged from lowest to highest. And then comma. Then you want to consider this row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth row. But before that, you have to make dollar sign before and after the letters so that uh, it will not move when we drag down. Enter. So as you notice, if we drag down, you will have already the data. So look at this one, it is being referred here. Okay, like that. So just ensure that the before and after dollar sign of the letter, do not include the numbers are there reflected. So this is it. This is already the table that you will present in your chapter 2, and you can already analyze that. Okay, you can already interpret the result whether the respondents are satisfied or not based on that result. So that can be your reference. Okay. So we can delete this one. You can format a table accordingly, and then we can put this as items. Okay, and we can name this as table example. This is table 2. We call this as a level of satisfaction. This is level of satisfaction. Okay, so that's the table presentation for this variable. I would like to remind you that there are schools who do not want to use the word weighted mean. No, they don't like to interpret the questions by using weighted mean. Instead, some others made use of the total. That's why if you notice, I reflected the total here. But you can also get the sum here below. And others also do not like to use the weighted mean but would like to present like in question 1, how many percent got 4, how many percent 3, how many percent 2 and 1. And then they will do the analysis. Well, it depends on the practice of the school and the culture of the school. So that's it. So that is the first table for level of satisfaction. Now let's go to the table for level of motivation. So in here, we have 13 questions. Okay, and I will include the mean so I can copy this, copy, and then go to this sheet. Okay, and then I can put here transpose there, and then I can copy this part because still the same label. However, I can put here items also, and I can also put here as table 3. Example table 3. This is level of motivation. Okay. So in this case, I am going to get the mean. So what we did, We had it here below, so copy. Okay. And then we paste it here. By the way, we have to paste it here in values, and then copy again, and then paste it here with transpose command. Okay. And then this time is again, so you can copy here because of the dollar sign before and after the letter, so you can copy here. If you notice here, 2.33 VLOOKUP 4, but you can change that to 5. 5, but then you still have to put here. Okay. Okay. So, how do we make it? Example, not satisfied is not motivated. And then we have here example, less motivated. We have here motivated. Then we have here very motivated. Okay, so if you notice, look at this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you notice, it's not included in the highlight. So you have to change this until T. Instead of S, you will include T. Look at that one. The table, this table is already included. Enter. So look at and you can drag down. There. So we can delete the total motivation, delete, and we can change the mean motivation to composite mean. And then how do we get the composite mean? We have to get the average of all the weighted mean top to bottom. Enter. And then we format that. And then just copy, drag down this one. And this is already our table of motivation. Okay, that's the third table. Okay. So you can now interpret this. In actual, the items M1 to M13 should be the text used in the questionnaire, word for word, not the code. So in interpreting the table, you will use these reasons why the students generally or the respondents generally are motivated. So we have the less motivated and the motivated. So the questions here will justify the level why they are motivated together with the satisfaction. So that's why there's a need to reflect the questions here in order to explain the level of satisfaction and motivation. Okay, thank you very much. I hope this video helps you in data analysis and presentation of data.